We have all board members present, which is awesome. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now we're looking for approval of this evening's tentative agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Melissa Curtis, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. All right, now we will move right along. We don't have any citizen comments this evening, so now we'll move on to item number 5, fiscal stability, and we're looking for approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Melissa Curtis, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. On to item number 6, collaborative connections. I will pass the mic over to Superintendent Eric Olson to go over the acceptance of gifts.
All right, I would like to present the gifts here today. First one, Monticello Lions Club for $500. This one's going to our Moose hockey team for hockey equipment. Next, All Elements came forward with $1,000 to the Monticello fishing team. Ann and Mark Thalen, $500 to our Monticello High School library. That's the piece of that Rally to Read program where that group is out there fundraising for more books to the library. 3M Open Fund, $500 for the Monticello girls golf team. And then 2 grants brought forward by our activities director, Mr. Revnig, from the Minnesota State High School League. $2,625 Form A grant to help with reduce the amount of participation, or the activity amount for people who need free and reduced support. And then the Minnesota State High School Foundation, $3,500 to purchase 2 AEDs. And both Mr. Revnik has come forward and brought those, and also has presented on that before. So we're just making sure that we get these back on the agenda to accept for this next coming year. Once again, thank you for our community. We continue to have an amazing amount of support. So I'll turn it over to Board Member Hegle for a resolution of acceptance of gifts.
Therefore be resolved by the Monticello School Board number 882 to gratefully accept the following donations. Monticello Lions Club, $500 for hockey equipment for the Moose hockey team. All Elements Incorporated, $1,000 for the Monticello fishing team. And in Mark Thelen Fund, $500 for the MHS Library. 3M Open Fund, $500 for the Monticello girls golf. MSHSL Foundation, $2,625 for a grant to help with free and reduced activity participation, and MSHSL Foundation, $3,500 for the purchase of 2 AEDs.
Second.
Moved by Jeff Hegle, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. And again, just outstanding. You look at just the local contribution, you know, $2,500 again, and week after week when we have our meetings, we're just seeing our community really come forward and help make sure that our kids have these incredible experiences in the teams or books even in our library, which is awesome. So thank you again to all of our donors. Now we'll move on to item number 7, innovation and leadership. I'm going to go over the summary of the January 12th closed session. So we did proper public notice was made for our closed session to conduct the mid-year superintendent evaluation by the Monticello School Board District number 882 for the 12th of January 2026. The session was planned as a closed session as permitted by section 13D.05 subdivision 3A. The superintendent was given the option to receive the board evaluation during an open or closed session and requested a closed session. And just to give you guys a quick recap, it's linked on the agenda if you want to see the full performance evaluation summary that's there. But Superintendent Wilson's overall performance was rated as highly effective. The board commended his leadership in aligning district work to strategic priorities, strengthening governance systems, engaging the community, and maintaining a strong focus on student success. Board members noted Superintendent Olson's integrity, approachability, and ability to balance day-to-day operations with long-term strategic planning. His leadership has strengthened trust, improved communication, and advanced district goals in meaningful ways. The board recommends continued focus towards advancing our academic success now for the rest of the year and looks forward to his continued leadership and success while he finishes his tenure here with us. Overall, it was an incredible review. Obviously, spoke volumes of the passing of the referendum that happened here and the work that he personally did, engaging over 70 different personal engagements really within a 2-month period of time to make sure our community was educated and knew what our school district needs were and what would be happening. So his contribution to our community and getting our community involved in our school has been second to none. So it was outstanding, and he really deserved the rating of highly effective. Do any other board members have anything to share? No? Okay. Moving on to number 8, safe and healthy culture. Item A, I'd like to help welcome up to the podium Director of Human Resources, Rob Daniker, to go over pay equity report.
All right, Board Chair Sieben, members of the board, Superintendent Olson. So I do have just a brief, and Evan, if you want to share those 2 cover documents that I shared as well. But in accordance with Minnesota Statute 471.991 through 999 and Minnesota Rules Chapter 3920, jurisdictions such as cities, counties, and school districts are required to submit reports to the Minnesota Office of Management and Budget every 3 years for the purpose of eliminating any gender-based wage inequities in compensation. Pay equity analysis is a method of eliminating discrimination against women who are paid less than men for jobs requiring comparable levels of expertise. This goes beyond the familiar idea of equal pay for equal work, where men and women with the same jobs must be paid equally. A policy to establish pay equity usually means that 1, all jobs will be evaluated and given points according to the level of knowledge and responsibility required to do the job, and 2, that salary adjustments will be made if it is discovered that women are consistently paid less than men for jobs with similar points. Each job classification has a job evaluation point value assigned to it. This point value is paired with monthly pay and benefits data to create a trend line of expected pay and benefits given its point evaluation. An analysis is done at the state level with software developed to identify if there is an inequity between female and male-dominated jobs. With that, I am proud to report that for our 2026 reporting period, Monticello Public Schools is in compliance with the state standard. The summary results of our pay equity analysis are attached to the board agenda this evening, and Gavin is displaying those on the screens right now. And finally, upon board approval, the Human Resources Department will formally submit our report to the state of Minnesota for our 3-year review cycle. And this is an action item this evening, Chair Sieben.
Great. This is an action item. Do any board members have any questions? No? Okay. All right, this is an action item.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Melissa Curtis, seconded by Casey Root. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. I do have one question, Rob. When looking at that report,
Yes.
I notice it doesn't say it just says positions in general. So it's just all positions within our district. It doesn't have to do with, how many years of service they've been. When you gave the average on the form, it's got the averages of the money versus even the position. Like, say it was a recess paraprofessional that works less hours versus like a teacher. So all of that it's just hours in general and pay in general that's on that report?
Well, actually, so Gavin keep this up on the screen, Gavin. So what you're looking at is this, this is the predicted pay report chart. And so what this shows is actually the different job classes that we have across the district. And what this is showing is every band there is a job class. If it's a female-dominated job band or class, it's in yellow. If it's balanced, it's in green. If it's male-dominated, it's in blue. And so you can see, for instance, if we go to the far right, there's one male dot at the top. That is the superintendent, right? Easy to figure that out. If you go to the bottom left, you see that there's some individual job classes that are female dominated towards the bottom there. The line through there represents the average male pay for the male classes. And then what the regression does is it looks at how far deviated from that average male line are the female job classifications. And basically to do our work, we need to be within 80 to 100%, basically above 80%, which we were. And so if you are thinking about the individual positions, this really doesn't show individual positions so much. Aside from the superintendent, it shows those job classes. And then across the bottom are the points assigned to them. The y-axis is the salary, so you can kind of figure out which job classes, for instance, the director level, the principal level, teacher level, paraprofessional level, and onward.
Fantastic, thank you. Yep, that was perfect. All right, now we'll move on to item B. It's the second reading of policy. We'll hand it right back over to Director Daniker.
All right, thank you for that. And so for action this evening is only one policy, but just pausing to reflect on the fact that the policy committee did meet in January. The bulk of the work for the policy committee this month was to review the annual mandatory required policies that are required by law. And so the policy committee did review policies 410, 413, 414, 415, 506, 514, 522, 524, 616, and 806. None of those required any amendments or changes, and so they were reviewed only. The only policy that came for first read at the earlier this month was policy 613. This was brought forward separate of those annual mandatory requirements, brought forward by the Director of Teaching and Learning and also the high school principals for review. And this policy is graduation requirements. The purpose of this policy is to set forth requirements for graduation from the Monticello Public School District. The changes that were brought forward are really revisions to what had previously been adopted by the board. You might remember that we are in our second year of trimester model at the high school. And so with that was necessary revision of the required graduation course credits as part of that implementation. And so there's a rolling mark for the next, this year and then the two following years until we get to that status quo with the graduating class that is currently this group of freshmen, or excuse me, sophomores. And so we'll be revising this one each year for the next 2 years to basically take out the bad information as we continue with that implementation.
Awesome, do we have any questions? Board? No, this is an action item.
Move to accept.
Motion by Mary Barthel, seconded by Jeff Hegle. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion passes 6-0. Thank you, Director Daniker. All right, it is a short meeting, folks. We are adjourning at 6:13 p.m. Our next regular school board meeting will be February 2nd, 2026 at 5 p.m. Look forward to seeing you all there.